What happened at the Westfield Bondi Junction Mall in Sydney, Australia, and how will it be used to create disinformation that could further divide Australia? Note, this will probably be a Substack exclusive, so thank you to all my Substack subscribers who give me $5 every month. It's because of you that I'm able to do work like this. Also note that if by some miracle of God I can recut this for YouTube, the raw footage will be available on my Substack. You can get that below for free. So here's what we know. As of Saturday morning, April 13th, Eastern Time, here in Maryland in the U.S., we know that a man with a knife entered the Westfield Bondi Junction Mall and started attacking people with a knife. As far as we know, there's at least 5 casualties and maybe up to 20 injured. In some cases, brave citizens tried to stop the attacker. Eventually, police engaged and serviced the attacker, ending the attack. I'm not sure of the timeline just yet. But this video really isn't about the attack. It's about the disinformation response that has either started or is coming. You know, I was invited to speak at the 2024 Disaster and Emergency Management Conference in Australia this coming, I think, July. And my topic is how disinformation will affect future emergencies. I'm presenting alongside of a woman from Defense Australia. It's a team effort. And one of my topics is how the People's Republic of China will use disinformation during emergencies in order to reduce faith in that the Australian people have in their government. China has already done this. They did it after the wildfires in Hawaii, where they seeded lies about space lasers and how FEMA, or the Federal Emergency Management Agency, which is the United States Disaster Management Agency, how FEMA would take your property if you signed anything. And shout out to the amazing Orr Bueno, who does this stuff way better than me and wrote a great paper about it that you can find below. Now, we're already seeing this kind of disinformation pop up in the Westfield Bondi Junction Mall incident. We need to be on the lookout for disinformation in this case, specifically disinformation from China that's designed to deceive and divide the Australian people. Bit about the Westfield Bondi Junction Mall. It's a shopping complex located at 500 Oxford Street, Bondi Junction in New South Wales. There's 2 complexes, a north complex and a south complex with a total of 7 floors. There's a skywalk between the first, second, and third floors. One Twitter account claimed that the mall was in a Jewish area next to an Israeli restaurant. That might actually be true. Based on the number of synagogues in the area, I also had a few Australians tell me that it's considered a Jewish area. There's also a restaurant called Kibbutz in the mall. It's on the first floor in the south complex. However, it appears that the attacker was serviced in front of Bondi Alterations, which is on the 5th floor of the north complex. Now, that's about 500 feet to the north and up 4 flights of stairs or 4 escalators. It's not impossible to make that jog. If a bad guy were intent on doing bad things to Jews, you're more likely to find them targeting a place called Kibbutz than a sausage sizzle at Bunnings Warehouse. And to all my American viewers, Bunnings is a hardware store like Home Depot or Lowe's. If you're a nonprofit, you can apply to barbecue sausage there to raise money. So one of the components of disinformation here is truthiness. This was a term that was coined by comedian Stephen Colbert in 2005 on his Colbert Report show. And the term truthiness basically means what you feel to be true rather than what the facts will actually support. Disinformation agents will lead you down to guided conclusions by adding elements of truthiness to their lies. If you want to think that this was an attack addressed at the Jewish community, they will mention that, oh, this was in a Jewish area and there was an Israeli restaurant in the mall. But the presence of those keywords lead you to that guided conclusion. And then you can feel smart about yourself, that you put 2 and 2 together. And this is why disinformation is so dangerous. You can think that you thought of the answer when really you were guided to that conclusion by the disinformation actor. So we're already seeing Sentinel accounts ask what they thought of the attack. Stuff like this is designed to get the general public opinion to see what disinformation narratives will stick. Microsoft wrote a great paper about this. Basically, these Chinese Sentinel accounts ask questions, and then from that, they can kind of take the temperature of what the American public believes. For example, only under the Biden administration would the U.S. military lose an $80 million F-35 jet in the air. What do you think about this? This is designed to see what people think, so disinformation actors can generate content that will be later amplified by other accounts. And that Microsoft article is available below if you want to read it. Another disinformation actor said that several babies were attacked. This was done to increase amplification and get an emotional response out of the reader so that the content is shared. You're also starting to see items like this, implying from the footage that immigrants or Muslims or both were responsible for the attack, when as of right now, there's really no evidence either way. Now, this can also work the other way. If the guy wasn't a Muslim or an immigrant, just a random dude who wasn't the brightest light bulb in the chandelier, we get this. So before the usual Islamophobia takes center stage, the concern is why a criminal known to the police is allowed to roam freely, soft policing, and little consequence is a problem. So now, other people can spin this as Australian police being soft on crime. And the New South Wales Police Commissioner said,
he's known to law enforcement, but we're waiting to identify him formally.
So in the coming days, I expect disinformation actors from the People's Republic of China to spin this in two ways, and they're going to do it simultaneously. The first way is that this was a targeted attack on Jews and Muslims were to blame. And if the attacker is not a Muslim, but a mentally ill person, it's a conspiracy by the Australian government to suppress the truth, and it really was a targeted attack. They just don't want you to know the truth. Simultaneously, they will also push the narrative that it was a simple criminal attack, Australians are Islamophobic, and the police are incompetent. So the goal of the People's Republic of China here is to destabilize the government of Australia. Don't fall for it. Stay strong, guys. If a tweet or a TikTok post makes you feel emotional, don't share it. I'll keep an eye on this as it develops. Oh, and if you want to support the channel, go to Bunker Branding. Get one of my Live Laugh launch hoodies for HIMARS. It's really nice on a cold morning. Now, thank you for watching for real.
Hey everyone! New Ryan McBeth t-shirts and hoodies from Bunker Branding are available. I'm gonna get the HIMARS shirt. What are you gonna get, Donald? The Patriot shirt, because I'm a patriot. It's the best shirt, the biggest shirt. Make 14 tangos great again. What are you gonna get, Barack? Let me be clear. I'm gonna get a Drone Sweet Drone shirt. What about you, George?
I'm going to get a Trident missile shirt because they're weapons of mass destruction.
I'm going to get a landmine marker shirt because my presidency always blew up in my face.
I'll tell you what I'm going to get.
Ronald Reagan, but you're dead.
I came back to tell you that no matter our politics, we're all Americans. And we should buy Ryan's hoodies and t-shirts because they pay for the stock footage and licenses that allow him to make awesome content. So come on down to Bunker Branding and buy a Ryan McBeth t-shirt or I'll start the bombing in 5 minutes.